I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I hit the go live button and it didn't go live. Weird. So you missed the intro. No music, nothing fancy. And here I was talking about everybody being on the stream, and it was like, there's nothing going on. So I don't know what happened, but I'm glad you're here. Derek Pro checked in early and said he has to go to. He's working at the moment, so he can't be there or be here. And P.S. Enjoyed your last video. The door hinge one was great. Thank you to Derek for that. Terry Baptist checking in from Pinellas Park, Florida. Denny Alvey, let's get the show on the road. Greetings from Paducah, Kentucky. Glad you're here. Rick Stevenson checking in. Jerry is checking in from Middle Tennessee. Yep, Terry, Paducah is Kentucky. Arden Frey Jr. checking in. Crash Rider checking in from Southern Indiana. Shelby checking in. And our dad gave me a little bit of update on the seat in their Mustang project that they're working on. The 68. Nandu checking in. Grease Rookie Andrew is here. That's good. I was just wondering about you today. I was reviewing, some of my subscriptions, and I haven't seen a video this last week, I guess, from Andrew. So hopefully you're making progress on that fender. Terry Baptist, haven't been to Kentucky, but I love the fried chicken. Yeah. Bob here in freezing rain, Oklahoma. Woo! Yeah, I don't want any of that. Sammy Lisa Smith checking in, just saying hello. Got to go to work at 6 a.m. I'm not jealous. Terry Baptist, come down to Florida. You will warm really fast. Yeah. Bob Shoemaker, Oklahoma weather switch seasons in the same day. It'll do that in here in Georgia too. Bob Knoll checking in. Glad you're here. Warren Witten. Dave Conville. I was looking at your Instagram today. That's a pretty cool gas pump sign, or gas pump globe. I don't know where you found that thing, but that was pretty nice. And Brandon Reisinger is here. Okay. Whoop. Hindsight, Roger checking in from next door. And Bad Harry's Hideaway, hey, from Harry checking in from Canada. Cool. Okay. So you missed out. I was trying to tell you that I was looking at or trying to download some pictures that I wanted to share. And I'm not sure if Bad Harry is the one that I need to refer to, but he had sent me some pictures of a super sharp Mustang that I'll share later. And I may even have Harry on the live stream later on. Let me see if I can send him an invite now, just in case. And that way he's in the background, ready to go. Get that sent. Okay. So anyway, Mr. Cyrano, let's see. Need some help with a 70 Mach 1. I think you left a comment on either the last stream or something. I'm not sure what help you need, but I don't know what I can offer from here. But there's always people that are willing to help, I assume. Leonard, cool and very windy here in the high desert. Yep. It's been like upper 70s here and a little humid. We've had a little bit of rain, but, I'm not going to complain because it's October. And, I'd rather be warm, I guess, at this point than cold. Even though I have some friends who are up in Montana right now, and they're sending me pictures where it says it's negative 20 degrees at night. So not jealous. They can have it. Okay, so Harry, that's you. Okay, good. I sent you an invite. So if you want to click on that link, we can follow through. Let's see. Huorowski. Hello from Long Beach, California. Well, hello there. Mr. Cyrano. Measurements of the engine compartment, shock towers to shock tower, or motor mount to motor mount. Okay. So Mr. Cyrano is looking for measurements. shock tower to shock tower, but that can, that can, that can be a variety of locations. And when you say that, I understand what you're saying, but it could be, inside to inside, or you could be looking at where the shocks actually come through. So you might want to specify what kind of measurement you want there, and motor mount to motor mount. So again, if you're looking at the mount itself and looking at the bolt points, or, I assume that's what you're looking for. Dave, believe it or not, I found it in its original, the Texas company box, sitting in the back of a 37 Plymouth sedan in the back of Great Uncle's junkyard gas station motorcycle shop. Wow. That was pretty cool. It's an original unopened gas globe, Texaco. What was the name on it? I know it's Texaco. I can't remember how it was identified. Reese, 68 Stang, checking in. I don't know if I have that. Sky Chief, Texaco Sky Chief. That's pretty cool. I mean, unopened box. Yeah, I found it. That's really cool. What I want to do here, I'm gonna have to download some pictures pretty soon here. Let me see if I can find these. Yeah, get that one and give that a second. So it bounces off everything in space, dances around the internet, and then ends up on my laptop or whatever. Kind of confusing sometimes how things can take so long. I have something else I want to show you pictures of that. Yeah, you may not find them appealing, but it's probably worth sharing just because. And anyway, give me one more second to get this last picture downloaded. Anyway, all right. Okay, Norris Net TV. Man, I haven't seen you on here in a while. I don't know if I've seen you on my live stream. But I'm glad you're here. Yeah. Dave, one night I'll guest host Junkyard Storytime for you. That would be awesome. I mean, you can be on the live stream. I'm sure you got plenty of junkyard stories to share as well. So, I can send you an invite. Just send me an email and we can get you on the live stream, and that would be kind of fun. I was watching a video earlier today of Footage Factory. Steve, remember Steve? It's been a while since he's been on the stream. I don't know why I feel like I'm off centered here, but he's been on the stream a couple times, and he just did a kind of a fun video where he cut the exhaust off of his 68 Mustang and was experimenting with H-pipe and open pipes and Flowmasters and kind of doing experimental, sound video. So anyway, I was giving him a little bit of a hard time. I don't know if he's still in the States or if I know he was going into Scotland or something. So I don't know if he's there or here. I don't know. But anyway, I was watching that earlier. Andrew, Grease Rookie, was on vacation but spent most time doing research on the frame specs for 65 Mustang. What a mess. It seems as though a 100% frame spec diagram for it doesn't exist. Many frustrated people over it. LOL. Yes. I've talked about that. They've got those drawings online and people will say, oh, that's not right. And then there's a variety of things. And I know it gets really frustrating for people whenever they try to copy or go by those measurements and they're like, well, this doesn't even line up. So yeah, it is a big mess. And again, that's why I typically don't try to go by the exact measurements that are given out like that, because it just doesn't work. Yep, it has been a while. I don't know. Are you making videos? or not. I know you're doing a lot of gardening. That's the biggest radish I've ever seen. I saw a picture where he had posted a picture of a radish that looked like the size of a softball. I've never seen a radish that big. Terry, what part of Georgia are you located? I am south of Atlanta, about 20 miles, I guess, south of it, or 20, 30 miles south of Atlanta. Marshall, hi everyone. Barry, I'm in Georgia too. Want to shoot some epoxy primer. Does it get too humid or cold to spray primer? I would be in an open 2-car garage. Thanks. Well, you definitely want the temperature to be up. I mean, I think it says on the can it gives you a temperature range, but usually it's over 70. And humidity, may not come into play with epoxy. I don't think that would be that big a deal. But definitely, I think you want the warmer temperatures just to help it cure or dry. Let's see, Lucas de Paula. So I'm guessing that's, I don't know how to say that. Saracois do Brazil. Hello. I'm glad you're here, Lucas. I'm glad you're here. I can't do the translation. I know that usually that's like a salute or something like hello, I'm guessing. So, hello. Bob Knoll, what kind of rims are on your 68 Mustang? Well, those are kind of like, they're like a torque thrust knockoff, I guess. I don't know what the name is on them. I don't remember. I had bought them from somebody else. They had them on a Falcon or something, I believe it was, or a Comet. And he decided to go a different direction. So that's what these are. And these are 17-inch rims too. So, but it's kind of like I'm guessing a torque thrust. It's got to be a torque thrust 2 or something knockoff. I don't think they're real torque thrust wheels, which doesn't really matter to me as long as they hold air or hold tires and air and spin. BK Woods checking in. Glad you're here. All right. I'm gonna wait a little bit, see if Harry is wanting to get on a stream or not. I have not done any, Jeff, I have not done any videos for a while, but we will be soon. I'm doing the electric steering conversion on the 66 Mustang convertible. Wow. Okay. That would be a good video to see. And I still need to come see that car. That's just a gorgeous car. Yeah. Maybe one of these days we'll make a trip. Butch checking in. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Okay. I'm gonna share some pictures because I was out in the garage. What was it? What day is today? Monday. So I don't even know what day it was that I took these pictures. Imagine that. I don't really keep track of my timeline very well, I guess. Now that I'm not going to a regular job. So these pictures were, hold on a second. Willie Goodman checking in. Howdy, gang. Bob Knoll, I've been waiting for Craig SS rims for 2 months. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Everything's on delay, I guess. Brandon, you recently mentioned possibly covering cowl vents. Do the modern air kits not use the outside air cowl function? Just curious what limitations or challenges that might add. Well, technically, to install, which I've shown on the 66 convertible, to install the AC unit, the air duct or vent on the passenger side is definitely blocked off because the whole big assembly goes up in there and you couldn't put a duct over there if you wanted to. So you have to block that one off for sure. The one on the driver's side, they give you a plate to block it off, but you don't have to. If you wanted to have fresh air coming in on that side and still use a cowl vent, you can. The kit gives you 2 covers. So they tell you to block off the one on the driver's side. I would say it's your option. I'm not sure I'm going to commit to, like, when I'm putting vintage air in the Jade Mustang behind me. And I'm not committed to blocking off the vent, the fresh air vent on that side, on the driver's side. I think if the canister, is still there, works fine, I may just leave it, and that way I can still have my fresh air if I wanted it. I don't have to run the AC if I don't want to. Doug Coates checking in from Winnipeg, Canada. Jerry, loss of time, retirement does this to you. Yeah. Yeah. Us retired guys don't look at the calendar or clock. Yep. I'll go with that. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention, but I want to show you these pictures. Now, you might find these a little bit disturbing because when I walked out, it was Saturday. I was out in the garage out here late Saturday night. And by late, I mean, it was like probably 8:30. So it was dark outside. And, I have a big light up on the front of the shop, and I have a light on the front of my garage. So the yard is kind of lit up. And I was stepping out of my door here, right by the computer, stepping out and just turned the main light off and turned my head, and I saw something move in the grass. Now, I'm always, I guess, I don't know, I won't say hyper observant, but I'm really observant about everything around where I'm at. It could be my military training background, whatever. I observe a lot of things. I keep, a lot of things catch my eye, and I pay attention to it. I saw something move in the yard, and I hesitated, and I looked again, and I realized it was a snake. And I was like, that's not a friendly snake. I need to do something about this. And so I came back in the garage, and I was looking for something that I could use to get this snake with. I didn't have anything that made sense, but I knew out in my little barn, I've got shovels and stuff. So when I went and got a shovel, I had my handy dandy Braun light, and I turned the light on, of course it's nice and bright, and had it up on the bed of Frankentruck, and the snake was paying attention to that light, and I was able to get up behind it, and it still saw me, turned its head, kind of snapped at me a couple times, and I was able to get it with a shovel. Now, I'm a fan of snakes. I do like snakes. I used to catch snakes all the time. You could call this a junkyard story if you wanted to. I used to go up in my dad's junkyard, and there would be car hoods and plywood and all kinds of stuff all over the, various parts of the junkyard. And I was nothing for me. I would lift up a car hood that was laying on the ground, and I would catch as many snakes as I could and throw them in a bucket. I would have like a handful of snakes and just play with them. My dad didn't like it, but I used to play with them. Well, so I don't mind snakes, but these snakes they're not welcome. Partly because I have dogs right here. I have a new neighbor who has a couple, kids running around in the yard all the time, and they had come out. In fact, maybe 3 weeks ago, he contacted me and said, "Hey, is this a good snake or a bad snake?" And he sent me a picture. Well, it was just a garden snake. So I went over and I picked it up and I said, "This is a good snake." And I showed him why. And I took it off and let it go in the woods. Well, the snake that I ran into on Saturday was a copperhead. Now, if you're not familiar with copperheads, I'm going to show you a picture. That's a copperhead. Let me get down Bob's comment here. That is a copperhead snake. And you go, that's not good. And it's not good because, you could easily step into its zone And, if I hadn't seen it, and this was between my garage door and my back porch, I'm only 30 feet away. Had I not been paying attention, I could have easily stepped on this thing and had him turn and snap at me. So I don't know if many of you are familiar with Copperheads or have seen them in person, but if you look on the side, and I'm trying to point at this with my mouse, which makes no sense because you can't see my mouse. Copperheads are like this, tannish looking color, and then they have what looks like Hershey Kisses on the side of their body. So when you see those Hershey Kisses, avoid it. Get away from the Hershey Kiss on the snake. And then if you look at it, there's the head. And this thing, the head was still alive. I mean, the snake was actually still alive at this point. Not very much alive. I had already kind of severed its spine. But if you look at the eye of the snake and you see that little narrow slit in the middle, that's a viper. That's a venomous snake. And then also you look at the top and you can see the jaw. The pouches that are behind the eyes, that's your venom. And so that thing could do you some harm. And I wasn't taking any chances. Now this thing was probably maybe 2 feet long, something like that. But I was nervous for me, but I was more concerned with my neighbor's kids who are out in their yard and very easily could have stumbled across something like this and had problems, So bad snake, go bye-bye. No snake. Not that kind of snake. Let's see. Let me go back to some of these comments here. Clark, what color is jade? That's the original color right there, or at least close to the original color, which is Gulfstream Aqua, which is what I'm painting it back to. I love that color. That's the color it's going to be. I already have the paint. So, actually, I've had to paint for probably too long, probably a year. Hopefully, it's still good. Samuel Lisa Smith, 1 7/8. 17 by 8 wheel and tire size. Is that as big as we can go on 65 Mustang? Probably. I don't know for sure. I know I did that wheel fit when I was test fitting wheels on the Brooklyn Pony. 8 is probably your limit for width, and 17 is, it depends how big your tire is. This car, these tires you can see aren't very tall. So the bigger rim is that big a deal until you start putting a bigger tire on. And I haven't really turned the wheel much now that I'm thinking about it to see if these wheels rub or not, because this is the first I've had them on when I brought it out of the back paint area. But the wheels on the front are 17 by 8 and the wheels on the back are 17 by 9. So whether that helps you out or not, I don't know. But 17 by 8 is probably your limit. Terry, you can still crack open the vent windows if you want. That is true. Yeah, that is true. But, I have to, I'm going to make a decision on it because I like air conditioning. But I don't know that I probably, really I put air conditioning in the car for my wife in Jade. That's why I'm doing it. Typically everywhere I go in my regular car and truck and whatever, I don't turn the AC on. I just open the windows and I'm fine with that. Of course, those vehicles have power windows, and then this car doesn't. So I'd have to reach across, hit the crank, which isn't that big a deal. Andrew, man, it's good to see Jade sitting back there. Yeah, I agree with you. 100% on that. Sammy Lisa, go pick it up. No, go pick it up. Are you talking about the snake? Yeah, I'm not going to let that snake around with the kids in the neighborhood. Clark Clifford saw a snake, so I grabbed my 60 millimeter mortar out of the garage. Yeah. Okay, Sammy Lisa Smith, battery box. Wait a minute. What are you talking about? Go pick it up. No battery box. I'm confused. Bad Harry's Hideaway. We don't have snakes like that here. Not a fan of snakes at all. Yeah. Butch, that one is full grown. Yeah. Yeah. I don't. Um, oh, air compressor. Hang on. Sorry about that. Usually I've been turning that off, but I missed it. Yeah, Butch, that is full grown snake. Sammy Lisa, want to go back? When we go to work, it's dark. Stay safe, people. Yes. I'm not sure what you're at. Yeah. What are you saying about battery box? You lost me. Battery box. Okay. Yeah, William Davis. Butch, triangular head. Yes. Yeah, it's definitely the Viper head. Okay. All right, War Wagon. They say baby ones are worse. Yes. The baby copperheads are worse, or any baby venomous snake, because they don't have any self-control. Normally, a larger snake, while it wants to, technically avoid people and everything, it also can regulate the venom coming out of its pouch or whatever. And the baby ones don't have that. They don't understand. They just go and dump all of their venom into somebody. So, yeah, the baby ones are worse. Marshall, my neighbor, and I have each killed a copperhead in the past month. Each over 2 feet, but less than 3. Don't want those bad snakes either with the dogs and kids. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's not worth it. Yeah, they're part of the nature and all that stuff, but if my 2 dogs, I have a little Chihuahua. If that little Chihuahua had seen that thing, it would have went right after it, and I know it would have got bit and probably died. The big dog I have, big lab mix, she would have backed away, but that little Chihuahua is crazy. So, no, and especially like I said, I got the kids next door. There's 3 kids. I think, they're only maybe 10 years old, and they're going to be out playing around and curious and doing stuff in their yard. And if they step on one of those things, they're going to get bit, and it's just not worth it. I'd rather be gone with it and not have to worry about somebody having issues with it. Terry Baptist would call a snake handler to relocate it somewhere else. Well, you could, but I'm just not even going to take that chance. I've heard of people getting bit by them, and it's an ordeal. It's not fun. Grease Rookie, I had a friend that almost died from a copperhead bite. He ended up being life flighted. Fortunately, he was okay. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, it's just, sorry. I mean, and again, I like snakes. There's a big black snake that runs around out here. Garden snakes, the king snake, awesome. King snake gets rid of stuff like that. So I'm all for having the snakes. There's not many creatures that I'm against, but a poisonous snake, nope, not going to happen. Not going to be around. Bad Harry's, I like the look of those rims on Jade. Yeah, they definitely set it off. That's another thing I was thinking about doing or debating on. The 68 Mustang, I guess with any year, you could get the lower trim on the rocker panel. And this had the lower trim. I don't know if I have the pieces or not. I don't remember if they came with the car. I was just checking my inventory up in the rack, up in the roof. I'm really thinking that I'm going to do away with the trim on the bottom. I keep looking at pictures back and forth, and this car was an original vinyl roof car, so it was trimmed up a little bit. I don't know if it had trim on the wheel wells. Of course, it did have the Mustang 289 galloping horse on the fender, but I'm really thinking I don't want to have that big long piece of trim on the bottom. it looks good on certain cars, and it'd probably look okay with this, but I just think it would look cleaner without that there, and it would give it a smoother look. So I think I'm just gonna fill those holes in and get rid of that. I just not a fan. Just not a fan of for this car. Clark Clifford, I'm thinking that Jade is Acapulco blue and not Gulfstream Aqua. The Aqua is green. Trust me, that's green. These lights are tricking you. We've had this discussion before. I've taken stuff. What was it? This picks up different colors and does different things to them. I had it there, like here. This shirt right here. This shirt I'm holding in my hand is green. It's a darker green than this hat, but you see what it's doing to the color on the screen. So that is not blue. Trust me. And I don't know why. Trust me. This is a green shirt. I don't know why it even comes up the way it looks, the way it does. But it's green, and you can see the color difference. So don't mind that from what you're seeing, but it's definitely green. I'm looking at the image on the screen, and yes, I agree. It looks blue. It does look blue, but if you've seen the other videos on that, you'll see that it's green, and a pretty green it is. Yeah. Let's see. Leonard was up in the Arizona mountains last month and came across the biggest rattlesnake I've seen in years. Had to be 6 feet. Well, I'm glad you're still here. I know you have enough sense to avoid a giant rattlesnake. Oh, okay. So Sammy Lisa Smith. The first snake I saw was in a battery box. I get it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now that makes sense. Butch. Leonard, come to South Georgia for the rattlesnake run up 7 feet, not uncommon. Yeah, I'm going to have to miss that. I'll have to miss that. Terry Baptist, I'm glad they have antivenom. Yes, I am too. But I don't want to participate. I don't want to be having to get antivenom. Bob Knoll, the snakes in Detroit hide. Yeah. It will look cleaner without the trim, Billy from Philly. Yeah, I agree with you. Yep. Leonard been to one in Texas and had rattlesnake chili with fried rattlesnake, both good eating. Well, now I would probably eat that. Sure. I'll eat just about anything. And I've actually wanted to eat some snake, but just haven't I didn't really feel like messing with that copperhead. I was like, nah, not going to do it. Nick Moss. I don't know. That trim looks beautiful on lighter colored cars, but I really can't say anything because I'm deleting it myself. Okay. I mean, it does look good on certain cars, and it's the same way I've said it before. Certain cars at certain angles look fantastic, and then I could look at another version of that car at another angle, and I'm like, I don't like the way that, So there's always variables. Sammy, the kids and my wife are city girls. When they came to the woods, I made sure they knew. Yeah, you got to make sure they understand and that's what I did. I took those pictures that I took. I sent them to both my neighbors, Roger and to the new neighbor, and I said, show these pictures to your girls, and so they know what this looks like, because they might not, if they had never seen one, they might have just thought it was a regular snake. But I said, show these pictures to them so they can see. And they said they will do that. Or he said he was doing that as I was texting him. So the blue car is green. The black shirt is green. I think that hit on the head did some things. No, trust me. No, not the blue shirt. Yeah, I mean, well, the green shirt it looks blue. I'm telling you. Trust me. I'm not making this up. I don't know how else. Maybe I could. You know what? I don't know if that would work. I'm going to do an experiment. Now you got me. I want to prove it to you. So here's what I'm going to do. Here's the shirt, right? I'm going to take a picture of that shirt. Try to get light on it. So you see me holding the camera, right? I'm going to take a picture of that shirt. Get some good light. And now I'm going to email. I'll email that to myself. And while I'm at it, no, that's not going to work. I'll send that picture and see if that works. And that way you can see that I'm not lying. Okay. I'm sending that picture to myself now. And as soon as it arrives, I will get it. Let's see. Hold on a second. Want to join in? Okay. Well, Randy, I'm not sure how else I could get you. The only way you can be on the live stream and participate in the conversation, aside from typing stuff, is to be, to follow the invite. And so, I mean, if you want to be on, I've sent you the link, and we'll just have to see. If you want to be on the stream and part of the conversation, then that's the only way you can do it. Because otherwise, it's just typing up answers and stuff. So let me see here. Jack, hey Barry, I'm keeping warm with my Mr. Cool. Good. Oh, come on. I'm trying to send this picture. Let me see if it came. Yep, there it came. I'm gonna try this. All right. Let's see. Yeah. All the years at Delta. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go for it. Please tell me I'm not crazy. Okay, you ready? All right. I've just sent that picture. You were here. You were witnessing me holding this picture, holding the shirt. Ready? Oh, look at that. It's green. It's green. You thought I was kidding. That's the same shirt. You saw me take the picture. See there? Haha. Now you can see that it is green. I'm not crazy. I was right all along. Now you know. All right, let me take that off. Okay. See? It was green. It's this camera thing that's doing weird stuff. Let's go back up here a little bit. Let's see. Terry, have you ever thought about shaving the roof rails on Jade? Have not thought about that. Nope. I don't know. I like the looks of it I like the little trim runs around the roof, the door opening. I mean, certain cars, again, they look good without the roof rails. I have no issue with that. But usually those cars are slicked out. A lot of times they'll cut off the roof rails, they'll remove the door handles, detrim as much as they can, and then you got a pretty slick car. This is still going to have all the regular accents on it, except for that lower piece of trim. So, and I'm pretty sure that I'm going to put the 289 and the Mustang logo on the fender. Pretty sure. Still kind of on the fence on that one, but anyway, we'll see. Leonard, watch the video on your door hinges. Are you going to swap the rear end out? Nope, not yet. have not planned on swapping the rear end, even though I do have a whole nother 9-inch. I've got several chunks sitting in the back. I have one. It's either a limited slip or a posi. And at this point, I really haven't pushed the issue, because the rear end that's in it is, when I got this car, it had a spool in it. So it was a true posi lock. Why? I don't know why they did bothered, because the gear ratio is a 300 gear. You're wasting your time putting a mini spool into a 300 gear ratio rear end. Just pointless. So I did a video on that where I took that spool out and just put it back together as a regular rear end. And I had some people comment, are like, man, you missed a chance to put in a posi or do this or do that. And I was like, I'm not going to be out. I don't really plan to be out hot dogging or racing this thing. I just want to drive it. So 300 is my gear ratio at this point. But I think I don't know what the other ratio is. I do have a chunk that I know it has either I think it's a limited slip or posi setup. I don't remember, but it's back in the back of the garage. If I decide to later, I can put that in. But if I do that, then I have to figure out another way to go, probably with the transmission, because I still want to be able to get, and I say decent gas mileage, and that's not a real term when you talk about this car and the engine that's in it. So anyway, at this point, I'm happy with what's in it. If I put I think it would still look green. I mean, still look the same color, because it's the camera that's actually making the color. Yeah, same shirt. Yep, that's the same green shirt. It's the camera that's picking up on the color and making it act weird. Jeff, have you ever thought of a sticker swap? Do a wall of YouTubers. Actually, I do have a bunch of stickers on my little roll around toolbox from a bunch of YouTubers. And I'll swap with anybody if they've got a sticker and a channel. I'd be happy to swap. So I have some, probably, I don't know how many I have up there, probably 8 or 10, something like that. But yeah, that's a good idea. Clark Clifford at William Davis 10th Mountain Sear class was apparently really rough. Old Crony is checking in. DW, do you have 3-phase power? I do not. Let's see. Ever seen a 454 powered lawnmower? No, I have not. Clark Clifford, David Blaine did something similar. Okay. Where's Iron Man? That's a good question. Actually, he's here, but I've been blocking him probably the whole time, sitting in front of him. So, because I'm blocking the one that's on the dash of the Mustang, I'll make up for it and put one over there. Now you can see the Iron Man, because there's actually one sitting on the. I know he's like right there on the dash of the Mustang, and I guess I didn't realize I was blocking him. So now we have Iron Man in place, or both of them. Randall Heath, hi from Chili Mountain Green, Utah. 2 degrees Fahrenheit this morning. Woohoo! Good for you, Randall. No, thank you. Not too interested in that. Nick, Barry's actually purple, everyone. He sent me a personal picture. Ken vouch. Yeah. I am purple. Terry, will you take it to the drag strip once in a while? Nah. I'm not really. I might, but I'm not going to race it. I don't think it's not in my wheelhouse. I'm not really into that. I would rather do like circle track stuff, which I have done with street cars before. I wouldn't want to do it with this car though. This car is going to be too pretty to take out on a track like that. So, Clark Clifford just bought a 2000 Explorer with 8.8 rear, 373, and limited strip. I have to find someone to cut it. Yep. That sounds like a good setup right there. In fact, I think you should be able to get that done either at a machine shop or maybe a place that does drive shafts. You know, they might be able to do that as well. Leonard, I had a 9-inch Detroit locker given to me at the time, had no use for. Now I no longer have it. Well, yeah. Cuz checking in. Glad you're here. Old crony, I wonder what happened to Kev Chat. You know, I don't know. I haven't seen him in a while. Cuz Ironmonger, Hawkbuster. Yeah, that's Hawkbuster. Dave Moore, if you are a huge Iron Man fan, check out Alexander Begunas YouTube channel. He has a series where he creates a full-size suit from old propane type cylinders. Very, very impressive craftsmanship. Well, that sounds cool. Cool. You know what I'd like to? I've been looking. The little Iron Man, I've shown it before. The one I do have. This one, I really like this little guy. He's very. You can actually pose him in a lot of different positions. You know, lots of movement, little things, but he also falls apart pretty easily. You know, like his hands will fall off once in a while. I have to put his hands back on. But this one, I mean, it's more of like a display piece. You know, because of how well it's made as far as looks. What I've been looking for, and I would like to see, is a version of the original Iron Man. I know that's probably maybe what you're referring to with this guy, but I would like to see a action figure. I've seen them. People have made them, but there's nobody like produces them. They're made like one-offs, and it costs you hundreds of dollars or something to buy one. But I like the original version where he's a big clunky looking thing with a bunch of stuff hanging off of it. So I'd like to find one of those one day and have it on display, but never know. Jerry says he can cut down that 8.8. So I don't know where the where you're in relation, Clark. I don't know where you are to Middle Tennessee, but Jerry can cut it down. Bad Harry's drag strip is the best car show place. Show off your looks and power. Yeah, that's true. I can't argue with that. Let me see here. So I guess Randy's going to hold off. I don't know if Harry was going to join me or not. He said he was going to. You were looking at your cell phone, seeing if you could do it. And you can do it from your cell phone if you follow the link. Let me see. Yeah, you can do it on your phone, and it'll pull you up, Harry. Just click on a link and see what it does to your phone. Lots of people have done it with their phone. Terry, you need a solely dedicated car for doing circle track. Yeah. I'm not gonna. I used to race dirt track, and I can't allow myself to think about doing that again. But I wouldn't mind, honestly, doing some of those rally autocross, where they'll set up cones in a parking lot and stuff like that. I would like to do that. I think that would be a blast, because then I could really build a car that would handle, and then not run the risk so much of going out and getting destroyed. Nick, I saw you spinning those tires. He's at the least going to be timing his trips to the grocery store. Yeah. Yeah. Dave, may I post a link? I don't know if it'll let you post a link. If you're looking at that guy's channel, you may just. I've had other people try to post a link and it won't do it. I think it limits the options. You could try it, but I don't think it'll let you do it. Cuz cutting rear end down best done in a shop that is set up to do it. Usually cheaper and a lot better job done by experienced shop. That is true. That is true. Old crony, you might, yeah, it might run. You never know. Terry Baptist, do you want to do circle track racing on dirt or asphalt? Dirt. I love racing on dirt. Now, I did, a little bit of the spectator racing on asphalt, and I realized that maybe that wasn't such a good idea. But I did race. I love doing dirt track racing. So, but I just can't allow myself to get excited about it again. I just don't want to do it. It becomes expensive to try to keep up with, keep up with the car, keep up with all the stuff that goes with it. And it's maybe not worth it in the long run. Old Crony's Garage. Dave Moore, you can't post a link if you're not a moderator. There you go. Clark at Jerry's Garage Money Pit. Where are you and how much? Well, there you go, Clark. Maybe you can get with Jerry and work that out. Yeah, sorry, Dave. I figured it wouldn't. John, what are your exhaust plans for Jade? The exhaust is done. Been done for, I guess over a year now. If you haven't seen, there are videos of the car running. I did a video right after I got the exhaust done. And I've had several videos where I've started it up and driven it around. In fact, if you look at the last video I did, which was setting up the door, putting mounting the door on the car, I backed the car. Well, I pulled it out of the back garage and I backed it into the front garage so you can hear the exhaust on it. I think it sounds pretty good, personally. Shelby, I want to autocross my 68 with my dad when it's done. That'll be awesome. That would be very awesome. Terry, did you do Outlaws? No. In fact, my stock car was pretty simple. Well, I had two or three. When I raced with my brother back in Pennsylvania, he was big into Mopar stuff, and I wasn't. However, the only way that he would support my racing in any way was for me to drive a Mopar. Yeah, that was more like driving a tank, in a hobby stock type of racing. And I drove a big. In fact, the first car I built was a copy of the Blues Brothers cars. Car. So it was a big 74 or 72 Plymouth, whatever, the big old boat that they had in that movie, Blues Brothers. And I painted it up like a police car. And it was more like just a tank. So you nobody could wreck it, but it had a 400 in it, but it wasn't very fast. And then later on, I built another 78, I think it was Chrysler Newport, I think is what it was. Something like that. It was a two-door, a little bit smaller technically, a bit lighter than the tank that I drove, but that didn't do very well at all. And then the car I drove here in Georgia was a 65 Chevelle. And it was a really well-built car. And it did pretty good. It was fun. But anyway, did that a couple years and decided that after somebody tried to kill me at the racetrack, it was no more fun. Old Crony, if it does run, I want to wedge it into my Chevy Franken truck. Well, that's a good plan. Yeah, John, you'll see. Check out the last video I did on this. You'll see the engine, the running. And in fact, I did a break-in video of the engine, everything. So check the playlist for Jade. Junker Up YouTube channel does a lot of dirt track. Yep, I'd have to see that. Lore, is that Lore Koss? What is your car? Well, this one is a 68 Mustang Coupe. I also have a 65 Mustang Coupe and a 31 Model A Ford and a 68 GMC and dune buggy, and I think it's 68 Camaro. There's a bunch of stuff. Mr. Tilly, Plymouth, yeah, big boat, Plymouth, whatever it was. I don't know what the last. I don't know what it was. Plymouth Satellite, I guess. It's probably what it was. Yes, Laura, it's a Mustang. Fury, there you go. Big Fury. That's the term. That's the name. Like I said, it was a big tank, and yeah. Jerry's answering Clark. So there's a response to Clark. Terry Baptist, what happened to the 65 Chevelle? I sold it. I actually raced it a couple years and then parked it. It was here in the garage for a long time. And then I forget what year it was. It sat here for like 10 years. And I did a little work to it now and then, trying to improve some things on it, and finally just gave up on it and sent the sold it to somebody. And I think I was getting ready to work on my buddy's, I think the 69 Corvette, that I was going to do a rebuild on it. And I put in the lift to work on a Corvette, and that the stock car was sitting where the lift was. And I was like, I just can't keep moving this thing around. So I just sold it. Let's see. Okay. Lore. I guess it's Lore. Am I saying that right? It looks like Lore, I would assume. Argentina. That's awesome. You get a bell for being here from Argentina. I'm getting, more and more people in different parts of the world. I think it's pretty awesome. Old crony, most Dodges are boats. Yes, that is very true. Nick, man, my first build was 69 Roadrunner. I was very lucky in that my grandpa would match every dollar I put into it. A lot of memories let it go. I never should have sold it. Yeah, 69 Roadrunner. Yeah, you should kick yourself for that at least once a day. I had a 67 Plymouth Belvedere, which was a GTX clone. But I still love that body design. I just like the way it looks. It's a big fast brick going down the road, but I still like it. Clark, if we watch the old Jade videos, will we see green Jade or blue Jade? Green. You will definitely see green. Go watch all of them, beginning to end. Watch let all the ads run, all that stuff. Watch them all. Wow, check it out. Look at this. I got 82 people. I think that's a record. I don't think I've ever had 82 people on here before. That's awesome. That's 83. Man, it's a good day. 83 people. Nick, maybe again one day, yeah, for another Roadrunner, if you could find it. Clark, what we could do, if you want to, I'm sure Jerry doesn't want to post his phone number, but if you want to send me an email to the, let's see, send it to Joe Daddy's Garage, down here at the bottom of the screen, joedaddy'sgarage@gmail.com. So, Clark, if you want to send me an email, I can get you in touch with Jerry, unless Jerry wants to post something, but I'm sure he doesn't. And we can cross over and get that information shared. I see you there, Harry. Give me a minute. Let's see. Bad Harry. I love my quarter mile low 9 second 66 fastback. Gets my heart pumping. Yeah, we're going to show that in just a minute. Nick, obviously I am a Mopar guy. I like them all. Yeah, I like all cars. Okay, so Laura from Argentina, I speak Spanish. Okay. All right, hold on a second. Okay, well, Clark, Jerry has shared his phone number. So if you're interested, there it is. It's right there. It's in the sidebar. Terry Baptist, I would love to watch you rebuild a 69 Corvette. Yeah, that was before I was doing video stuff. Crown Vic just subscribed. Awesome. Glad you're here. Jordan checking in. Nice. Crown Vic LX 2003. Cool. All right. Sammy, Lisa, we'll see you. I'm watching 8 devices. Nick, you're watching 8 devices. Okay. All right. Let's see. All right. I'm going to bring Harry on. And I'll show you some pictures of his car in just a minute. So we'll see if this works. How you doing, Harry?
I'm doing well, Barry. How are you?
I'm well.
That's good.
So you're in Canada?
Yeah, I'm up about an hour away from Toronto, Ontario.
Okay. And I know you've got the drag car, but you also have another car, right?
I think my signal's a little weak. I'm out in the garage.
Yeah.
So if I lose you, that's probably why.
Okay. But you said I know you have the drag car, but you also have another car you're working on?
Yeah, I'm doing a 67. I'm going to do a fastback conversion on it, and
Okay.
also a Coyote swap.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a project.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I bought this car a few months ago, and it was a driving car, a V8 289 automatic C4. Thought it was a pretty solid car, and like everybody else, you pick away at it, and then you realize it's not.
Yep.
And you realize, someone put a bucket of tar on this, and the Canadian winters just kill the cars up here. Any northern car with salt and everything.
Yeah.
But watching your videos got me rolling and inspired. I'm cool. I can flip you around here. I'm just playing with this to see if I can flip the camera around. And,
there you go.
Okay. So this was my project on the weekend. I got the front end. There was no front end on this. I put new firewall. These are all new Dynacorn pieces with the deletes. So yeah. I can jam that big Coyote in here because it's a pretty wide motor. So anyways,
yep.
I couldn't believe how many spot welds there are. Just with these torque boxes, the inside panel had all the welds on it, and then these were all drilled and welded. And then I even put tacks up top here because I'm just a little anal that way, and then I just MIG weld it, and then I've got it all underneath same way.
Yep,
it's all done. But it was nice to get this on. It really made the car solid.
Yeah.
It was just kind of flimsy because of the inside too. What kind of mess I got on the inside.
Oh, yeah.
It's a Freddie Flintstone car right now.
Yeah.
I got the floor of it. Yeah, this is what I found. But the rockers are all good. I was surprised. Yep. And then I started on the back, and then I just found another mess. So
oh man.
I have a whole one piece for the back and all the back wheel wells, and so once I get the floor all in and all the frame rails and everything in, then I will proceed to cut the roof off. But as you can see, from the outside, from when I bought it, it looked pretty decent.
Yeah.
And well, here's the fenders off it. They're all decent shape. Little things here and there I want to straighten out.
Sure.
But this is I've made this my winter product. I've got parts like you look up and see what parts you have up in the air.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And then I've tarped I've tarped this off so I can grind, and I have another area that's kind of, this is my other part of the garage where I've got,
Okay.
there's my Dynacorn. I'm going to put new quarters on it.
Right.
There's my new, that's a Gen 2 Coyote motor
Nice.
out of a F-150. It's got 60,000 miles on it. And then underneath there, I got a 6R80. And I've already got my shorty headers and my motor mounts. I'm putting an IFS front end on it. Got my power steering rack. That's my new trunk lid. And the transition piece right to the very back is in that too. This is Dynacorn parts there.
Nice.
Um,
Good.
this is
Looks like you're doing it right.
well, I've learned from the best there. Watch what you guys do. I made this little trolley here. It's all
Okay.
adjustable. And
Yeah.
you can pull it apart, and the longest piece is only 4 feet long, and it works fantastic.
Yep.
You just push this thing around like it's nothing.
Yep.
But
I like what you're showing. It looks good.
thanks. This is my first one, and very nervous. The hardest part is you're looking and you're measuring, and like you said earlier in the show, is there's a lot of people with measurements and everything out there, and they're telling you this and that. And I don't know. You can just go by that, use that as the basis, and then do everything else.
Right.
But the hood's pretty good on it. Oh, there's my one-piece floor pan too.
Nice.
I have that all. It's all punched and ready to go. I
Oh,
don't know
wow.
if you
You're
use a
moving right
drill.
along.
Do you use a drill for that when you do those, or do you use a punch?
Well, I use a drill just
Holes.
because, but I have used a punch before.
I found a punch tool. Here's my favorite little bend here. Is I've had all those. When you don't have anybody else to hang on to something, that sure helps.
Oh,
But
yeah.
here's the punch I was using, and it's just a hand butt punch, and I punched all that floor pan and
Okay.
and
Is that
anything
from
else
Eastwood?
it's just a cheap Amazon tool.
Okay.
I don't even think
What
it
size
has
holes
a
does it
name
make?
on it. It's goes up to is it 5/16 or 3/8?
Okay.
932. 932. Here it is. Here, if anybody wants
Wow.
to get one, it works. Like I couldn't believe how many, anything I could punch holes in with. Now I couldn't do the torque boxes because they're too thick.
No.
Obviously, I
Now,
could
how
drill
close
those,
can you
but
get?
all the
How deep
go
can you
ahead,
get
sorry.
in? Like, well, go back on your pan you
It'll go
had.
in. Sorry, you were breaking up there a bit, Barry.
Yeah, I was just wondering, like on the pan, how close do you get down in the radius? How close
You
can
can
you get?
get really close. Here's
Okay.
the setting on it. Like you can get in that deep, and
Okay.
all of these on this floor pan, I did all of these with the punch, like all
I
the
can't.
way down.
I got a little bit of a
And what a
lag.
time saver!
I got a lag. Your
Like I
picture's
mean, you
frozen, but
punch it just as fast. You just bang and you move to the next one.
okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, your picture froze on me. I couldn't quite see how deep that was. Because
Oh, it's
what I
about.
was concerned with, I was concerned with getting too close to the edge. Is all. You know.
No, you can go in probably an inch and a half
Okay,
with this
but
setting.
your face, the face of the tool when it hits, yeah, from the edge, the face of the tool to the
Oh yeah.
center of the hole is kind of what I was looking at.
Right. So you can actually go. You can actually go over if you got a smaller lip. We spread it.
Yeah,
It's hard to do this with hand. There's
yeah,
how
I get it.
deep
Okay,
can go
so
in.
deep is good, but how shallow can it
Yeah.
go? Yep.
I'm sorry. It was breaking up again.
Yeah.
I think it's where I stand in the garage. I think the hoist is throwing it off or something.
Well, I want to pull up some pictures, but I want to answer a question here. I have a question from Crown Vic Lover, and this is in relation to Georgia. He's saying, "Ever heard of Moe's Speed Shop in Dallas, Georgia?" I have not, but I don't know if other people have. But he gave me a super sticker, so he gets a bell. But I wanted to show his question because I had not seen that before, or Moe's Speed Shop. I think I've heard of it, but I've never actually heard of it. Let's put it that way, like been there. So let me go back. I want to show these pictures of your drag car. So let me see. I have this is a super nice shot. That
Yeah, my son took that at the track with that's with his phone actually.
yeah, man, that's a beautiful car.
My son race been doing it. He's been 3 years old.
You're
He's been
breaking
at the
up.
track with me.
How long's he been there? You said.
He's been 19 years with him at the track.
Okay.
He actually raced for 4 years junior dragsters.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Here's another great shot. That's nice.
that was my buddy's wife took that picture with a phone also.
Now, what engine is in that
I
car?
couldn't believe that shot. That was actually, if you're racing at nighttime, you're doing well. You're usually making money.
Yeah,
If you believe you're making
you
money
broke
during racing,
you
you're
broke up. I was curious. What's that? What engine's in that car?
that's a 460 stroke to a 521.
Okay.
Is still there?
Yep, I'm still here. You keep kind of hitting a dead spot.
Are you still there? Sorry.
I am. You go. You keep hitting it, walking around hitting dead spots.
Yeah, I'm trying to get closer to the house right now. I'm sitting right next
Okay,
to the
you're
door.
good at the moment.
Okay,
You're good
well,
at the moment.
it's a 460 stroke 521 pump
Okay,
gas motor. Runs best it's ever run is like 928 in the quarter mile.
cool.
Runs 587 in the eighth. It's a lot of fun.
I'll bet.
It's all tube
I'll bet.
chassis, fiberglass front end, steel body,
Now, what's the what transmission you running?
a 2-speed power glide.
Oh, okay. And those are some big tires on the back.
Yeah, you're running it for consistency, right?
Yeah. So how big are those tires in the back?
They're 14 inches wide, 33.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a lot of rubber.
Yeah.
I want that thing to hook in mud if I have to.
Yeah. I don't know if it
Just
would do that with those tires, but
no, just because of
man,
the nature of it's ET racing,
yeah,
so thousands of a second make a difference.
sure.
You know, if you can
Now,
go ahead. Sorry.
so have you won any? I'm sure you've won races, obviously, but how far up have you gone on the race? To in winning. You know what I mean? Like, are you one of the dominant drivers in the class, or
This year I am. I won the RCSS. It's race Cayuga Sportsman Series. I won the Super Pro Championship this year. Had a really good year this year too, believe it or not, even with the COVID.
yeah?
I've won a few championships. I've been racing for 20 years. I've raced nothing but Mustangs.
Okay.
I'll just show you another. I can show you another picture of one of my. I'm just learning how to use your settings here, and learning how to flip the camera back and forth, which is here's
There you
another
go.
one of my
Oh wow.
'72 Mustang. And these are all pump gas motors too.
Nice.
There's no adders, no nothing. You know, there's lots of pictures around. I got lots of pictures on the internet. Another picture I can show you. This was my son's junior dragster. I don't know if you can see that, or is there
Yeah, I can
glare
see
on
most
that?
of it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And he won a few Wallies and stuff with that. But yeah, I've been a Mustang fan for a lot of years. I've had a 266 fastbacks, the one I'm racing, plus the plus one I had for the street for 15 years. It was a beautiful car. It was a 66. I bought it with 69,000 original miles. Right at the in the Indianapolis Speedway,
Okay.
and it was a real keeper. I mean, this car here is junk compared to what that one was. I never replaced the panel on it. I refinished it all.
Okay.
I did a full complete restoration on it, but it was just more of a refinish. I took the original brake lines. It was 25 years old when I bought it, and I took the original brake lines off it, wire wheeled them down, clear coated them, put them back on. That's how nice it was.
Wow.
Yeah, I
That's
broke
pretty
one
unheard of.
bolt on the whole car when I was doing the restoration,
Wow.
and it was the one right under the rear of the fender. That was the only one I broke on the whole
Oh,
thing.
okay. Well, yeah, that had to be a nice car.
Yeah, it had the deluxe pony interior. It was blue and white. It was beautiful. It was factory air. Had the 3.0 rear end gears, so the standard 3-speed, the 289. Yeah, I have pictures. Maybe I'll send them to you when I'll dig them up.
Yeah.
It was I'm trying to find the car right now.
Yeah.
I sold it to one guy. He was in the Air Force. He was a apprentice helicopter mechanic, and he sold it. And then I got a call one night, and this guy went on to about this car for about an hour. The guy he sold it to, and I never thought at that time to get the guy's phone number. And I think I'm gonna hunt that car down one of these days,
Yeah.
as soon as I settle down. But I just like I say, this car here, I just started working on it. Like this was the weekend work, the front end. And hopefully I'll get a lot done into the inside. I'm not sure really what to do next on the inside. Do you do the back half or do you do the floor? I'm not sure what I should attack.
That's a good question. I've not put in a one-piece pan like you're going to put in before. I have not done that. I've done side pans, and then the full the full frame pan. But it should be safe to say that you could just put in the floor pan at the point you're at right now, by the looks of it.
Right.
And then your rear section, because to me you want to keep stuff as tight as you can. So as you're working your way back, you get that pan in place, and it's going to help hold everything where it needs to be as well. And I like that too, because with the firewall in place, you can set that pan on top, which is how it's supposed to go. It sits on top of the firewall.
Yes, but it sits on top of the transition piece also, though, right?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I would think it does. It looks like it to me. I believe it does.
Yeah.
But I'd have to look at one of mine, up close to verify that.
By looking at it, yes, it does.
Okay.
Because there's a piece of metal still stuck on the top here.
Okay. Well,
so
then
the pan does sit on top of the transition, but the transition, because I'm doing the tubs and everything, it'll just come in from the bottom and slide in there. I don't think it'd be a problem.
it shouldn't be, because but you're leaving the frame rails.
And then bring my torque boxes in after that, and frame rails.
Okay, so you're replacing frame rails and everything. You keep you keep breaking up on me. You froze, Harry. All right, I'm going to pull Harry off for a second, and let me go back to answer some questions. We'll see what we got. So Terry was asking about he would love to see the rebuild of the '69 Corvette. Yeah, that was a interesting project. That's the one I did the conversion on, and I took out the factory 4-speed and put in a Tremac 5-speed for my buddy. Did a cross member conversion on that as well, and he's still driving that car today. And that was back 2005, I think. So I don't know what happened, Harry. You froze up on me. But cause not enough likes. Yeah, by all means, throw some. I got 79 people watching. Throw some likes on this live stream for me. That would be awesome. Yeah, Jordan's checking in. Let me see here. I'm trying to get caught up. I see you coming back on there, Harry. I'll be with you just a second. Let's see. Lore says his dad bought a Shelby. That's cool. Randall just received 2 cans of the Eastwood internal frame coating with the long tube sprayer. Any idea how much I will need to spray inside the rocker panels? Nick recommends doing 2 coats. As far as how much, I really can't say. I did that little video showing the progression, but I can't say exactly how much. But yeah, probably do 2 coats to make sure. Cuz that's hello from Brazil. Oh, okay. We're out of sync here a little bit. Jordan, it's nice to see a Cody swap into a Mustang and not another LS swap. I'll go with that. Let's see. Laura says hello. Okay, Argentina. I'm getting caught up. He says for that frame coating, let it flash for 20 minutes and then coat the second time very thin so it dries fairly quick if it isn't too cold in your shop. So Randall also wondering if anyone has used panel bonding adhesive to reinstall the portion of the roof that fits in the drip rails. Actually at the body shop, I think that was when we did skin roof replacements on normal, collision jobs. That was the only area that we could use panel bond adhesive, if I remember correctly. We had to weld the front around the windshield opening and the rear window opening, but we could use panel bond on the sides. So it works. It works. Bob said he saw 96 watching. That's pretty good. I'm really impressed by that. Nick says he's jealous of your lift, Harry. He says he's planning a mid-rise at some point himself, and the car looks great. You're welcome, Crown Vic. Nick loves that burgundy color. I'm going to get you back on here, Harry. Let me finish up these questions. Terry Baptist says the car looks like a gasser. I guess it could qualify. I'm not sure. Let's see. And Jeff was saying he would do subframe connectors, then full floor pan first. But sounds like Harry, you're going to be replacing the frame rails and torque boxes and everything?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Yeah. So the sequence is going to be up to you at that point. I mean, because you got so many pieces that you can manipulate.
Yeah. I really think I'm not sure. Just because I'm so solid in the front now.
Yeah.
To start working from the front back, and all the witness marks are on the rockers.
Okay.
Exactly where the torque box is, and I've got them just clamped there right now, and everything goes exactly in the right spot.
Okay.
But I think it might be easier to weld the torque boxes in without the floor in. I would think, would it not?
Yes.
I don't know. This is all new to me, right?
Yes. I would agree with that 100%. You want to have access to everything on that torque box and get it in place.
Yeah. So that was my thought on it. Get the frame, the transition piece, one piece right back to the back of the car.
Right.
Get that all fitting in nice and square, and then I can bring. I'm not going to put my wheel wells in. I'm just going to leave them out till I do my quarters. That was my plan. But once those frame rails are in, I think I'm pretty well set then. it pretty well locks everything in.
Yeah.
Just my biggest thing is to have the whole bottom half locked in solid before I even touch the roof.
Oh, yes. I
Because
agree with you. Oh, yes.
because nothing, when I cut everything out, nothing really moved.
Good.
You know, I see, you know, and if it did move, it's not noticeable.
Right.
You know.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. Well, I had straps holding the front, and everything was like a piece of rebar across the front, and just holding it there. But it didn't put any stress on it. Didn't do anything. So I look at all my measurements, and everything's measuring the same. But when I started to take these back frame rails off, and then that transition piece, I went, oh, it's all rusted near the I keep calling them wheel wells. I know they call them, but you know, and someone had done work here before. There's a lot of brazing and stuff done here, so
Right.
I just cut out everything. I just got to the point where, you know, this car is going to have a lot of, you know, just stock horsepower out of a Coyote is around 400 horse. So I'm going to tie the frame rails and everything. I can't have this thing twisting and moving around.
Right.
I've seen what damage these things can do if you don't tie them and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you got a good grasp on it. I
Yeah.
mean, obviously, if you've gotten this far, you have an understanding of what it takes to put this together, and also keeping everything in alignment. So I think you're doing well.
Thanks.
Yep.
It's like your channel, and there are a few other ones I've looked at too. They just help tremendously. They take that doubt away. It's like, oh, I can do that. Okay, that's how that comes apart. You know, that's how, you know. And it started right just looking at, you know, just the way you cut spot welds out. Oh, I said I didn't know there was a tool for that. You know.
Yeah.
You know, some guys use, and I also have an IFS system. Actually, here's I don't know if you can see that. Here's the piece. Can you see
Yeah.
that?
Yep.
So there's one piece, and I have other pieces in the boxes here. Let me flip it around again. I can show you my little. Here's a steering wheel out of F-150,
Okay.
and all the computer and the wiring and all that stuff is in the boxes here. I even have the ignition and the key for this Coyote. I have the fuel tank. I have the rad. I bought a lot of parts with it. It was
Yeah.
one package deal, and so everybody says don't do it, but there are some guys that say, you know, just buy power by the hour wiring kit and go that way. It's the easiest, and I was never one to take the easy route anyways, or I would have just bought one of these already done.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
This is one of the best things that I've seen people do, is make a little filing thing of all your bolts.
Yep.
There's your door hinge bolts, your trunk. I learned that when I refinished my 66 over 20 years ago,
Right.
when I just did a refinish on it. I never had to do anything structurally like this, but yeah, it's been I've been, like I say, the racing season just ended, so this is my this is what I'm going to do now. I can't wait to get at it.
Yeah. I mean, it's looking fantastic. I mean, I'm looking forward to updates.
Yeah, I hope I can keep up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got the you can see under here, I've got the one piece Dynacorn wheel wells.
Wheelhouse.
Yeah, I've got those also. I found what was happening when I was racing, and I've had this thing sitting around for a while, is the guy I get my parts from. He says the big companies are buying all the parts up that are available, and we're finding that there's not going to be any around.
Really?
So there's going to be a lull between. So if you're going to if you want to restore that this winter, get your parts now. So basically, that's what I did. I bought everything I needed.
Yeah.
I have the trunk lid, and I can't show you the. I have a roof. It's out in the
Okay.
back. It's out in the back. It's
Yeah.
pretty dark out there, but
Yeah.
um, I have the whole roof section. It comes right down, probably 4 inches on the quarters. It's got the B pillars on it, and then the roof section comes right down to the front windshield, right down to where your doors bolt on.
Okay.
So I have that section out there. Like I said before, the prices of the stuff is just unreal.
Oh yeah.
I just
Yep. Froze on me again. Okay. Let me look at some of these other comments. Um, okay. So Terry Baptist threw a thumbs up on there. Ronald Bell. Hey Barry, Ron checking in from Northeast Tennessee. Better late than not at all. Nick, that depends on the subframe connectors, on what subframe connectors he does. If they come through the floor like DSE, you should have the floor in first. So that was a comment about Jeff's some subframe connectors, then the full floor. Let's see. Jerry says, so he's talking to Clark. All right. Because Ford put out a color they called poppy red and it looked orange. That is true. That is true. Let's see. Because according to the internet, Copperheads aren't as dangerous as other vipers, but with dogs and kids, I wouldn't let them live. That's exactly what I chose. Oh, yeah, it's a question for Harry. Are you staying normally aspirated or going forced induction? Keep us updated. Yes, we will work on keeping updated on this project. Chris Graffam, red poppies are like an orange. So there you go. Because I see no greens in the background either. Yep. Because should hold up other green objects. Well, I don't have. You know what's weird about that is this hat is green. It doesn't look really green. Then my beat up hat is green, which it's like an olive drab, so it's a variation of the green. But I don't have anything else around that's green to speak of, which is odd. I don't know. I don't see anything. All right, let's see. Ken Pomer, early 80s, I guess my brother and I rebuilt Mustang California Special, 68 fastback, 66 coupe, 69 Mach 1, 428 Copperhead engine shaker. Wow, that sounds pretty awesome. Because Barry for the win. Okay. Okay, yeah, it was nice having you, Harry. I'm sorry we had the internet issues, but I'm glad you showed your car and the progress you're making. That's pretty impressive. It really is. I mean, it's not everybody that's going to take on a project like that. I'm glad my videos inspired you. So again, I'm looking forward to updates as we go forward. Terry, are you putting the disc brakes or drums on Jade? I did a full. This car had drums all the way around. I put disc brakes up front. I did a conversion on it. I did a video series on that, probably two-part video series, I think, 2 or 3, because I rebuilt all the suspension, put on a CSRP brake kit, so it's an original style calipers, and then I put a brake booster on it, master cylinder, and combination valve. So yeah, I've already put disc brakes up front, and I left the drum brakes in the back. I'm not worried about putting 4-wheel disc on it. At this point, I don't plan to do anything too crazy in the car. I just want to be able to drive it and enjoy it. So I'm content with the disc drum setup. But anyway, Let me think here. There was something else I was going to mention now that I'm going through. Hold on just a second. Oh, okay. So, okay. What I was getting to on the Jade Mustang as well. I mean, if you haven't seen the playlist on Jade, you got to go check it out, because this car, you know, I started working on it in 2013, and I started off putting the floor pans, torque boxes, floor supports, and then working my way forward, you know, doing aprons, radiator support, or core support, I should say, radiator support, core support, and then I think I did both front aprons, and then I went into doing all the brakes and suspension and all that sort of stuff, and then of course worked my way to the back of the car. So if you haven't seen those videos, by all means go check them out. You know, this car has new quarters on it, new outer wheel houses, new tail panel, original deck lid, original doors. I am putting a new hood on it because the hood that was with the car has a great big hole cut in it and a hood scoop that's like 2 feet wide. The hood's perfect otherwise, but the I don't like it. I'm just not. I mean, in the very first video that I showed of this car, you can see the hood on it, and it's orange and has this big old hood scoop on it. Yeah, not really my thing. Goodmunder, I believe the disc setup on Jade is referred to as a Granada swap. It's not the Granada swap. These parts, from my understanding, the parts that are on this car are what would have been on it in '68. The calipers, you know, if you look at all the way they're designed and everything, all the plates, all the pieces, from what I understand from CSRP, it's supposed to be the same as the '68 version. So I may be wrong, but I think the Granadas had, I'm not sure. They had something different about them. But this kit is supposed to be a copy or whatever of the original style brakes that you would have gotten on this car. So, and I just didn't realize, I forgot that these these brakes have the grooves cut in them. The rotors have the slotted grooves cut in them. I forgot I forgot they had them. Haven't looked at it in so long. Terry, did you redo the vinyl roof on Jade? I repaired it. It had a lot of pitting, but I'm not putting vinyl back on it. I don't want that. I mean, it would probably look good, probably, to put a black vinyl roof on it, but I'm just not. I've eliminated all the trim holes that were on the side and the roof, you know, back there that ran along the roof edge. I've eliminated that, so I'm not going to put vinyl back on it. You know, because the biggest mistake they made with these cars, when they put vinyl roofs on them, I don't think they put any primer underneath the roof. I think they just glued straight to bare metal. And that's why they all rusted. That's why they all had problems. You know, if they had just if they'd painted it first and then put a vinyl roof on it, I don't think everyone had a problem. But I'm pretty sure they just went straight to bare metal with the glue and stuck it on and said, oh, it'll be fine. These cars will only be around for 5 years. Nobody will drive them after that, you know, which is kind of how the manufacturers looked at, you know, cars in those days was, you know, the turnover ratio of people buying a new car every so many years. And they would just not worry about the car lasting as long as it could or should. So I think there was what was the term somebody used? Here's who always looks for the word of the day. It's I haven't seen Cooter Lev on here. I haven't seen Cooter, and I think was Boondocker on here or not. I haven't seen Cooter. I'm not sure if I've seen Boondocker. If you're there, you got to give a shout out. Let me know you're here. At the time period, obsolescence. So Clark, obsolescence. That's the word for today, obsolescence. What they would do, now I missed the, planned obsolescence. That's what I wanted to say. What they would do is, or designed obsolescence, as hindsight says. Yes. Designed or planned. And I don't know if we talked about this before or not. Maybe we did. But the idea was that, they would do a design every year. They would change the look of the car every single year. So in particular, to me, if you go back to the Impalas, I've talked about this, you go from a 57 Bel Air to a 58 Impala to a 59 to a 60, 61, and you look at each year and it's a completely different car. I mean, it really is. 59 and 60 I think we're close. And then the 61, 2, 3, and 4 were similar, but 61 was definitely different with a bubble top, roof and stuff like that. But yeah, planned obsolescence. That's right, Clark. So the idea was that they would make people, want the next generation. So they would, by making new models, then the previous model seemed kind of old. You know what I mean? And they were like, oh, I got to trade in and get the new one. It looks cool. I got to trade in and get the new one. I got to get the new one. I got to get the new one. And it's that whole consumerism thing. And that's why a lot of these cars were, they had so much change built in every so many years. And then of course that all changed, as I think we mentioned before, like I think it was 73 was probably the first real time where they just kind of said, let's just make the same car several years in a row. Because you look at all the tooling and design and all that stuff that goes into making the car, and it was crazy that they kept doing that. So, well, Jeff was here. Jeff Reynolds checking in late too. It's got to be like 2 a.m. and barking, isn't it? That's crazy. Jeff, I'm surprised. Okay. So Bad Harry's saying, Nick, it's normally aspirated. Thanks for the compliments. Terry Baptist, the white vinyl looks nicer than black. Well, it depends on the color of the car. So you got to, to me it does. I like, there's a Mustang that is kind of a burgundy color. To me, it looks best with a black vinyl top on it. White just doesn't work for me, but everybody has, what they like, and depends on a lot of the color of the car. Bad Harry's Cuz 63, not a street car, drag race only. I'm building a 67 for the street and my son to race in street class. There you go. Clark, planned obsolescence like the color green. Yeah. That's why I'm painting this Acapulco green, because it's a beautiful color and it deserves to be here. Terry, I think they did that with the light bulb when it first came out. Yes, very true. Now you look, we have LEDs that'll last, 12 years or something? Jeff, Barry, the clocks went back at the weekend. It's 12:45. Wait a minute. So you're doing daylight savings time before us? Okay. Because I think we're doing daylight savings time, which is just ridiculous. This coming weekend, I believe, is the I think and you know what? I don't really care because I don't get up to an alarm clock anymore. So I should not even change my clocks. Just say whatever. I don't care. I'm going to keep it my own time. But so it's okay. So Jeff, you're saying the clocks went back at the weekend. Now you're confusing me. It's 12:45. So all right. Because vinyl tops should match the interior. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It would look. I agree with that. Because it would look silly to have a white interior with a black vinyl top. That doesn't work. But then again, I've never seen. I don't know that I've seen really much in the way of options. Like these Mustangs. Do you ever see a color other than black or white for a vinyl top? Maybe a gold kind of color. I think it's probably the only variations I've ever seen on the Mustangs. Could be wrong, but yeah, I can't picture any other colors. Because Jeff, we haven't turned our clocks back yet. That is yes, we have not. Where is Jeff? Jeff is in Barking, United Kingdom. He tells me it's somewhere. I don't know if it's north, south, east, west, but Barking. I know that much. So if I ever go to the UK, I have to look up Barking. Would it be Barking, England? I guess UK, United Kingdom. I don't know. Because my clocks reset themselves. Yes, mine do too. Nick, sarcastically, like Barry, I don't even get up to an alarm clock anymore. Yes. Warren Witten, PHX clocks never change time. PHX. I don't know what that means. I probably should know what that means, but I don't know what that means. Jeff Reynolds, yes. British summertime ended last Saturday. Okay, now I'm learning something new, Jeff. British summertime? British summertime. I've never heard that before. BST, British summertime. Is that a real thing? Because we would say daylight savings time, but British summertime. That's different. So what is? I mean, yeah, BWT then? British wintertime. Is that how that breaks it down? I don't know. That's different. I've never heard that before. Because I really haven't seen many Mustangs with vinyl tops. Yeah. Well, I've seen them. I mean, I've seen them. But yeah, anymore it seems like they. Oh, okay. Phoenix PHX. See, I don't know what that is. That the abbreviation for Phoenix? Is that like the aircraft 3-digit code for Phoenix? I'm guessing. You know, like Atlanta is ATL and Pittsburgh is PIT is PHX. I guess that must be the code for the airport. I'm assuming. But yeah, you haven't seen many Mustangs with vinyl tops, and I think I don't know. I mean, I think there's still an appeal to certain models of car, the Mustangs, but it seems like once somebody takes it off, they're done. Just they don't want it anymore. So, so Jeff says Barking, Essex. Yes, Essex. See, now what is Essex? See, now you got me all confused. Barking is what the city. Essex is what? And then UK. You got a lot of things attached to, I don't know. We've talked about this before. Because lots of Chevelles have and had them. Yeah, I guess they did. I'm thinking 66, 67. Yeah, the 68, 69. You're right. Yeah, I did. A lot of Chevelles had those. Okay. Phoenix, yes. PHX Phoenix. You're killing me. Yes. Well, I mean, PHX. I didn't come to my mind automatically. If you'd put ATL, I would have went, oh, Atlanta. But see, I don't. I've never flown to Phoenix. Maybe I should. Let's see. Terry Baptist, Barking UK is 4 hours ahead of Eastern Standard Time. Okay. Clark Clifford. I thought BST was Bangladesh Standard Time. No, it's British summertime. Okay. Essex is the county. All right. County. Okay, so then what's next? You've got Barking is the city, Essex is the county, and then what? You go straight to country or state? I mean, I don't know. Well, here we have a city in the state. Is how we do it. Like Atlanta, Georgia. They don't do the county. They don't throw the county in to the comment. Like I think Atlanta is Fulton County. So it'd be Atlanta, Fulton County, Georgia, United States. But see, you're in the UK. So I mean, there's like Barking, Essex. I don't know. It's all confusing. Essex is like the county or state. See? Now, is it, what is it? I'm waiting on Jeff to respond. I know it's late. We need an answer, Jeff. So then it's, there you go, Nick. This is how wars are started. Okay, then England. Okay. Barking, Essex, England, UK. See, that's a whole lot of stuff. Warren says, "True, Nick." Terry, it might be province or something like that. It could be. Let's see. Jeff Reynolds, Barry, I promised myself I wouldn't do this tonight. Well, I had to. If I throw out the hook, I got to see what I can catch. Because it's like I said, we don't know. We just don't know. Here in the States, we're just big dummies when it comes to all that. We don't know. Clark, they drive on the wrong side. Barry, be patient. Nick, your shop has missiles pointed at it right now, Barry. Yeah. The UK includes Ireland and Scotland, so other countries are in it. See, it's a big thing, big thing. But I'm glad you're answering, Jeff, because really it's like a geography class for us. See, I'm helping out. I'm getting geography involved in the live stream, so we can learn more about other countries and understand how and why and where and when. Because otherwise, we go visit some foreign country and we're like, what city is this? Where are we at? Then what? We don't know. We just don't know. Clark, counties were dropped in the U.S. by planned obsolescence. Jordan, no matter what time it is in the UK, it is always raining. That's the rumor. It's what it seems. That's the rumor. That's what we see on TV. That's what we're taught. It's raining in the UK. That's all we know. Dave, we had a war with Britain over how to address envelopes over here. Yeah. Goodmunder. Iceland did away with daylight savings time in 1973. We are so far behind on this. I wish we could do away with it here in the States. or in the whole world, really. It's just so it's just so ridiculous. We don't need it anymore. We talked about that, and I think it is coming up next weekend, which I'm still not looking forward to it, just because it's something that we have to do to stay in line. Let's see. Earl, hey Bear, my B pony meter is on empty. What's next, please? I don't know. I've been waiting on parts for quite some time, and that's why I'm working on Jade. I'm going to get some stuff done. If I can, I'm going to get Jade painted all the way to paint. So I'm working on the fender up front here. I'm going to next video I do will be on the fenders, because I have this original. It's an aftermarket fender. It's pretty junk. And then I have another fender that I'm going to test fit and see how it works. But that'll be the next video, is getting that fender ready to go. And that's where I'm at this point. Jeff, Barry, forget about geography. I'm still sore that we've lost, that we've not yet had film night. Well, I forget what we talked about the last one. It was some Dennis Hopper movie, I think, that was brought up. I don't even remember what it was called. Tanker, something with a semi truck trying to run them off the road. That was the last film night we had. So I think Terry Baptist, I have to leave. Give someone a ride home. Okay, well, I'm glad you're here. Been here, Terry. Yep. You're welcome, Earl. Yeah, that's going to be, once I get the rest of these pieces fit up on the front. So the driver's side fender is good to go. I get the passenger side figured out, clean up the headlight extensions, find the remaining pieces for the front valance, the rock guard, whatever other pieces I have that are, around. I'm going to get all those prepped, get them in primer, and, see if I can get it painted. If I do, it's going to make some pretty good video. So we'll see how that goes. Cause fun fact, part of Canada was in the UK until 1982. Interesting. I'll give you a bell for that. Interesting fact. Well, there's also, just because you brought that up, there is a fort, I believe, that belongs to the United States, which is in Canada, but it's considered part of the United States. I saw that on one of those shows. I forget how they like misjudged when they were laying out the line or something. They put it in the wrong spot, and they ended up having like this little outcropping that is part of the United. I don't know, one of those weird things. Clark. Clark, cuz 62, there are two types of countries: those that use a metric system and the ones that went to the moon. Cuz favorite car films? Lots of them. We've talked about this before. You can have a variety of what makes a car film a car film. The original Bullet, I like it because it feels more realistic, let's say, than some of the other films. You could even have fun with Herbie Lovebug if you wanted to, but I like, there's an obscure movie. I say it's obscure. WW and the Dixie Dance Kings, Burt Reynolds movie, had a rare Buick or something in it, and that car was like the centerpiece of the movie. Any of those movies in the 70s, Vanishing Point, you can even go so far as The Gauntlet, Clint Eastwood driving a, Greyhound bus through the middle of whatever city and getting shot to pieces. All kinds of stuff. Hooper, stunt film, anything that's, got the classic cars in it. The Car, that was a good one. There's all kinds of neat movies that were made in the 70s and even into the 80s. What was it? What's the one where they raced across the country? I can't think of the name now. Comedies, they made like 3 of them. Burt Reynolds movie. I can't remember the name. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't say it. Dave Conville, Duel with Dennis Weaver. Yes. You got it, Barry. Dennis Hopper and Duel, the film you not seen or heard of, but I did watch it on YouTube in some foreign language. I watched it. It was okay. Let's see. Clark Clifford, Fort Blunder in Canada. I guess that's probably the name of it. But you see, yeah, little obscure things like that. Odd placements of property. Paul D'Amato checking in. Yeah, I didn't answer your question yet, Paul. I'll have to show you some. I'll have to send you a picture of the stuff that I use for cutting and buffing. But Cuz says Days of Confused had great cars. Jordan, Cannonball Run. Yes, that's the one I was looking for. Goodmunder, in hindsight, got it. Yes. That's what I should do. Maybe I should just do that car trivia, and I kind of throw out the idea and see if you come up with the answer, right? See what they can do with that. Yeah, Race Across the Country, Cannonball Run. No, Smoking the Bandit was all about beer. Don't let it fool you. That movie was all about beer. That's all that movie was about. Coors Light. American Graffiti, yes. Christine, definitely. Two Lane Blacktop. Two Lane Blacktop was a great movie. Christine, I was just about to say that. Harry took my thunder. Gone in 60 Seconds, the original. Yes. And you can watch that on YouTube, by the way. That movie is on YouTube. I forgot how to spell it. Several TV show garages have built Bullet Mustangs, yeah, but not the original. That's what I should do. I should build a copy of the original Eleanor. I know that B is for Build got in trouble for building a Eleanor car and calling it Eleanor. Maybe I shouldn't even say that. Scratch that. I'm not going to do that. But I could, I guess, find a yellow Mustang and call it Ethel. Do it up like the original Ethel car from the movie Gone in 60 Seconds. And that's what I could call it. I could call it Ethel. Paint it up the same way. Not that it was like done anything special. It was just a regular Mustang, but I could name it Ethel. Nobody would know the difference then, right? Let's see. Paul D'Amato, Smoking a Bandit was long before they made Coors Light. Oh, well, Coors. Okay, you're right. I'll give you one little bell for that. You know what I was talking about. But you're right. All about beer. Someone had to handle for a reason. Yeah. It was all about beer. That's all it was. Duel was the first movie directed by Steven Spielberg. Well, and I think he also directed what? What was the movie? There's another movie directed. Here's the trivia. So, not Steven Spielberg. I'm thinking of. So you're saying Duel was the first one with Steven Spielberg? Okay. I had another movie in mind that although I enjoyed the movie, it was directed by Stephen King. What movie did Stephen King direct? And he also wrote the story for. And they had a lot of trouble making the movie because Stephen King was doing so much cocaine that he didn't even remember what the movie is about. So you have to look that one up. What movie did Stephen King direct? Yeah, this is trivia time. We're over 2 hours. I still have 67 people here, so I guess I'll have to do trivia. Yeah, Stephen King directed a movie. Had some really cool songs in it, but You have to name that movie. Larry Bibby, Better Off Dead, 68 Camaro. And then you have Corvette Summer 73 Corvette. Yes, Better Off Dead. I want my $2. I think that was in that movie, right? $2. The kid with the newspaper. Yeah, 67 had wind wings. Got it. Yeah, Evelyn. There you go. Yeah, instead of the other name, I could call it Evelyn or Ethel or Elizabeth. Anything with an E, right? There you go. Ronald Bell, Ethel, or Evelyn. Jeff Reynolds, yeah, two-lane blacktop is one of mine, along with Vanishing Point, recently promoted by Nick's Garage. Okay. Nick's Garage built a Kowalski clone. Okay. E.T. Maybe E.T.? I don't know if they had cool cars in that or not. I mean, it had a bunch of neat-looking, old vintage stuff. But yeah, it's still a good movie. Oh, you're talking about Steven Spielberg, I guess, maybe. The Car, yep. Nick Mass. Look at everyone on the same track now, completing each other's thoughts. I believe we averted war people. Warm and cozy now. Warm and fuzzy, yeah. George Lucas did the American Graffiti. Yes. Yes, maximum overdrive is the answer. Roger gets it right. And Stephen King did so much drugs making that or filming. He was like directing that movie. And I read up on it. He's like, they were just like, yeah, that sounds good. Let's go for it. That sounds good. I don't care. He just didn't. I think it's the only movie he ever directed too. Let's see. Yeah, Marshall got it. Maximum Overdrive. Vanishing Point. Yeah. Gran Torino. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good movie. Yeah. Stephen King wrote Christine, but he directed Maximum Overdrive, and it was kind of a fiasco. Okay. Let's see. Dave, Death Race and Death Race 2000. Now, are you talking about the original Death Race 2000 with David Carradine and all the goofy looking little Volkswagen dune buggy stuff they had in there and the Corvette? If you're talking about the original Death Race 2000, I guess. So, and then of course, how can you go wrong with Mad Max and Road Warrior? You can't go wrong with that. Well, yeah, Emilio Estevez was in Maximum Overdrive. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Death Race 2000 with Carradine and Sylvester Stallone. Yeah. They called him Frankenstein because he'd been rebuilt so many times. Jordan Cuz, I think they at least put the safety cover back over the top of the red button. Yep. And Mad Max, one of my favorite movies. Yeah. Okay. All right. It's been great. Now that Jeff has got us on movie night, I'm probably gonna have to call it a night. I've got to get in the house and relax a bit. Oh, Grand Prix 1966. Yeah. Well, and the latest Ford versus Ferrari. Great movie. Great movie. Yeah, Carradine killed his own pit crew for points. Yeah. Yeah, that was a crazy movie. Original Death Race 2000. That was a crazy movie. Okay. So it's fantastic. I know I've got 63 people here, but I can't keep going on and on and on. My eyes are starting to bug me from having this light in my face. So, Nestor, should I drill into my bumper to install quick disconnects or just buy a new bumper? I don't know. Depends on what you're trying to build. Yeah, I don't know. Quick disconnects. You talking about battery connects? Okay. Days of Thunder. Yeah, actually, that was a fun movie. Yep, it's been a good night. Watch out for snakes. I agree. The Driver. Yeah, and Baby Driver. That was a good movie. I saw it. Lead Sled and Cobra. Yep. And Nick. Okay. So this has been great. I mean, I think we hit 96 tonight, which is fantastic. If you haven't already, throw a thumbs up on there. I appreciate it. By all means, keep watching the videos, keep using Amazon. You know, those of you that have done the Patreon thing, I appreciate that. And, you know, t-shirts, get some t-shirts. Hopefully there's more. I'll be coming out with more soon. Yeah, make sure you like this live stream before you leave, please, as Ron points out. But this has been great. This is, I mean, really having this many people come out here tonight to hang out and chat and, you know, listen to whatever's going on. Fantastic. So, yeah, Jeff, overtime was all your fault. Clearly there was pent up demand for film night. Yes. Well, you know, maybe we'll do it again, but okay. I'm going to call it a night, and, you know, we'll get together on Thursday at 3 p.m. We'll have another get together and, you know, see how that goes. But I'm glad you're all here. And until next time, take care of yourselves. See ya.